We bow down, giving perfect praise due to the one that's all God, all knowledge, all power, all love. Allah be a sweet, holy, divine name. Islam. Islam. I'd like to give honors to all prophets, both known and unknown. Special honors to your prophet and mine. Noble at birth, noble at will, noble still, noble Jew Ali. Islam. Islam. I want to give honors to the brother man who stated, "Up you mighty race and accomplish what you will." Our brother man, the prophet's forerunner, Marcus Messiah Garb. Islam. Islam. I'd like to give honors to everything and anything that got something to do with the upliftment and more science temple of America and our people as the Asiatic people. Islam. Islam. I want to elaborate more on these flags right here again, because we want everybody to get a crystal on this demonstration. This flag right here is our American flag, which got 200-year history right here in this country. This right here is our Moorish flag that got a 10,000-year history right here in this country. You draw? We've been here long before the Europeans even came. It's no strange happenings that the United States is built the way it is, because we made it so. You know what I'm saying? These Europeans just try to keep us in the dark about this demonstration. You know what I'm saying? George Washington supposed to have been the first president. He was just the first president under the Constitution. It was more presidents before him. The #1 first president was John Hanson, was a black man. You can't hear this up in no schools and all like that. History lesson. I was wondering why I was failing in history class all the time while I was in school, because you wasn't teaching my history. You draw? But as soon as I went up in the Moorish Science Temple of America, now I'm in love with history. I can watch the History Channel all day now. But I know now, you know what I'm saying, that it's just been facets that I have to decipher and decipher what's right and what's wrong for me. You draw? Because so many lies have been told. That one president, George Washington, said, "I told one lie, that I cut down the apple tree, the cherry tree, part of the body." And he was referring to this flag right here, because he cut us and stripped us from our name, our culture, and our structure. My last name is Bill. That was just something that some foreparents gave to a slave master gave my foreparents back in the day. Like Toby Johnson. People think Johnson and Smith, you know what I'm saying, is Asiatic names. You know what I'm saying? This is just a big slave owner, just named all his people. You draw? Yes, sir. But Prophet Noble Drew Ali told us and let us know what our true Asiatic names was. From the tribe of Eels and Bays, from our wheels and ways. Islam? Islam. We just got to get a portion of understanding now, Mo. You know what I'm saying? We talking about yesteryear, but it's still happening today. We see how they unfolded with the Trayvon Martin case. You draw? These people still think of us like this. You know what I'm saying? Even though my mama and it was back in the day, you know what I'm saying, doing marches and sit-ins. Now we got to get hoodied up. Things ain't changed. You draw? Islam. Customary that we read from our Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Circle 7. We'll go on to chapter 26, page 36, Holy Instructions, Unity. The gifts of understanding are the treasures of Allah, and He appointed to everyone his portion, in what measure seemed good unto himself. Everyone seemed good unto himself. What seemed good unto me is Moorish Science Temple of America. Islam. Now, it's probably not good for everybody else. Now, Catholicism or Baptist or Buddha or Methodist is probably good to someone else. But Moorish Science Temple is good for me. See, that's why I honor the Moorish Science Temple of America. Because we draw that every man worship on his own vine and fig tree, like our young brother just demonstrated. Meaning that you can draw off any religion. And we, as Moorish Americans, we can draw off any sacred book and gather what's good for ourselves and apply it to our everyday life. You draw? What's wrong with that? You should know more today than what you knew yesterday. Islam? It's all about studying self. Our Circle 7 teaches us on chapter 3 what our good brother, acting chairman, was just demonstrating on about Jesus. And Jesus wasn't just born a Messiah. You draw? See, he had to have been taught how to be a king. And he had to have been taught by his mother. See, the mother is the first teacher of the child. So Mary had to teach him. And Mary's first teacher was Elihu. And Elihu said to Mary, "If you would ask me what to study, I would say study self." Islam. Then he said, if you study self well, ask me what to study next, he said study self. Because you see, self is an ongoing process of studying ones, because it's always moved for improvement. Islam. So you should know your weak points and make them your strong points. You should know your negatives and make them your positives. You should know your fears and realizing that fear is just false education appearing real. Islam? And make that fear your strong point. That's the drawing, Mo. That's studying self, which are the treasures of Allah. Let's move on to verse 2. Hath he endowed thee with wisdom? Hath he enlightened thy mind with knowledge of truth? Communicated to the ignorant for the instruction. Communicated to the wise for thy own improvement. This only means each one teach one. You draw? Ain't that what we're supposed to be doing? One for your brother, man, what you want for yourself? This is what the 5%ers draw off on. Sharing knowledge. That's why I like the 5% nation. They draw off on that 85% of the world is ignorant, deaf, dumb, and blind. 10% of the world know the knowledge, but not teach it. But 5% draw off each one, teach one. They know the knowledge and teach it. I draw that's what we're supposed to be doing. Teaching the knowledge. Islam? Us as being Moorish Americans, we supposed to be knowing things. More science means the study of. You draw? And that's all we doing is studying. Islam. Let's move to verse 3. True wisdom is less presuming than folly. The wise man doubteth often and changeth his mind. The fool is absent and doubteth not. He knoweth all things but of his own ignorance. I know people like this. They know of all things but of their own ignorance. Even when they prove themselves to be wrong, they still think they're right. That's bad. You draw? But a wise man doubteth often, though, meaning that he gonna keep on studying and producing more knowledge inside his brain. You draw? He's seeking for the truth. And he got the portion of understanding that man does not know by being told. Man must be what he knows. Islam? So he gonna seek and teach and learn. And he got the portion of understanding that true wisdom is less presuming than folly. Meaning that you can spot a fool a mile away. But a wise man, take you a lifetime to figure him out. You draw? Verse 4. The pride of emptiness is an abomination, and to talk too much is the foolishness of folly. Nevertheless, it is part of wisdom to hear the patience their impertinence and to pity their absurdity. See, this is a known saying with the Moorish Science Temple of America. To talk too much is the foolishness of folly. Brothers need to know this. No disrespect, sisters, but it's got brothers around, you know what I'm saying, that gossip like women. That ain't good. You draw? We supposed to be men standing upright without doubt or contradiction. But at the same time, the wise man, the wise man is supposed to be listening to the weak with patience and have pity on absurdity. Meaning that you can walk a brother to the water and inshallah he'll drink it. You draw? As long as you do your part. Let's move to verse 5. Yet be not puffed up in thy own conceit, neither boast of superior understanding. The clearest of human knowledge is but blindness and folly. Just because you know these lessons or got a position or something, you don't supposed to be boasting and bragging about this demonstration you draw. No. That ain't no good demonstration. You know what I'm saying? We all God's children, and we supposed to be acting as such. Islam? No, we're going to move on. Verse 6. The wise man filleth his imperfections, and is humble. He laboureth in vain for his own approbation. But the fool peepeth in the shadow stream of his own mind, and is pleased with pebbles, which he seeth at the bottom. He bringeth them up, showeth as pearls, and with the applause of his